Let's now have a look at a highlight and the situation in that game.
Took Queensland just 3 overs to mop up the West Australian tail this morning. Tomo clean bowled Lilly for a duck to finish with the good figures of 4 for 50. Queensland started disastrously when out-of-form Andrew Cortis was brilliantly caught by Sam Clements at short square leg off the bowling of Alderman, with the Queensland score at 1 for 6. Dennis Lilly had a running battle with the umpires this morning about the shape of the ball. Unfortunately, Queensland's Brett Henschel fell victim to Lilly's fury when this delivery struck him a nasty blow on the hand. After 2 fine hook shots, Henschel was finally forced to retire hurt. X-rays would later reveal a broken hand. Midway through the morning session, Lilly had his wishes granted when the umpires called for a replacement ball. The new ball did the trick with Robbie Kerr falling victim to Ken McClay for 17. The catch was taken by Terry Alderman, and Queensland in effect was 3 for 50. Chappell was the next batsman to go. He skied a hook shot off Graff when he was on 17, giving McClay an easy catch. The youngsters in the Queensland lineup then set about restoring some respectability in the innings, with Glenn Trimble in particular looking in fine form.
Well, that's the scoreboard. That man, Dennis Lilly, coming back just before bad light stopped play last night, taking 2 quick wickets. Greg Chappell failed there. Sean Graff, the successful man. And remember, our own Sean Graff, who's now in Western Australia, scored a 74 in the first innings for Western Australia. Tremendous performance there, and good to see Tomo amongst the wickets. In the other game, the Victoria game versus New South Wales at the MCG. Let's have a look at the highlights of that game here.
Batting display this season continued.
Pretty poor performance by the Victorian tail. The last 3 wickets in that innings fell in just the space of 18 minutes.
Paceman Rod McCurdy gave Dave Gilbert his 5th wicket for 56 runs when he was
There's
bowled.
the second one, the second last one to go, and it's almost all over. The big scoreboard, the MCG.
Bowled by Holland, and they'd lost the last 3 wickets for 7.
Holland taking wickets. Leg spinners can be successful in first-class cricket. Now McCurdy copying some treatment from the 2 openers, McCosker and Dyson. And again McCosker cutting McCurdy.
And the New South Wales openers looked in complete control.
The ball away to the boundary there for 4 runs. So McCurdy copying quite a bit of treatment. At the other end it was Doddermaid.
Former New South Wales skipper was caught by Watts.
Very good performance. Doddermaid has taken 3 of only the 4 wickets to fall up until stumps last night. And again a second one, a great performance by young Doddermaid. A really a promising young player. That's the scoreboard there. Gilbert taking 5 wickets, an impressive performance by him. And young Clifford in his second match, scoring his maiden Shield century, and he really looks the goods. They were not out overnight. 21 on Rixon, Clifford 102. Just to update that score at the moment, it is 4 for 361 with Clifford on 123 not out and Rixon on 58 not out. So really in a lot of trouble there, the Victorians at the moment. We'll pause for a break and then we'll be back with the Just Jeans Cup information.
This summer, from the hottest-selling 4-cylinder car, Holden Camira, a cool change. Air conditioning so efficient it reduces cabin heat from a searing 62 degrees to a comfortable 22 in just 5 minutes. And from now to the end of January, your Holden dealer is offering a $500 saving on air-conditioned Camira to make cool driving an affordable luxury. See your Holden dealer now and get into a package that turns supercar into super cool. Holden Camira, supercar.
He said never again, but he's back tonight for one last assignment. The return of the man from U.N.C.L.E. But he's got a little help from his friends. The Return of the Man from U.N.C.L.E. Your Sunday movie tonight at 8:30.
Well, a couple of sensations yesterday in the Just Jeans Cup. South Melbourne being dismissed for 23 in their second innings against Ringwood. And the other game, Northcote versus Footscray. Tremendous bowling performance there by Lenny Balcombe. Returned the figures of 13 wickets for 65 runs, taking 7 for 39 in the second innings to give Footscray an outright victory. Strangely, no centuries being scored during this round. Johnny Scholes was the highest scorer on 91, taking his total to 460, but that's not really helping Carlton, who are in second place on the ladder. Let's have a look at some of the highlights of a couple of games. Footscray versus North Melbourne's the first game that we'll have a look at. In this game, tremendous performance by the Footscray team. Basically, their bowlers, Doddermaid and Len Balcombe, were the reasons for this great performance there. They're now up in third place on the ladder, but Northcote just couldn't cope in this game. They really were struggling. Footscray declared at 3 for 111 after dismissing Northcote for 45, and then in the second innings, They had Northcote dismissed for 129. They needed just the 64 runs to do it. They lost 4 wickets in doing so and won outright by 6 wickets. It was a terrific performance by them. I think Wildsmith, he scored 53, the only man really to get amongst the runs for the Northcote team, but a pretty sad and sorry tale, really, when you look at it. Yeah, Brendan McCardle only scored 5, Dowling 6, Sundberg 0, Ian Callan stuck around to make 37 at the bottom end of the being out LBW to an old teammate of his in Lenny Balcombe. Good sign there. Doddermaid couldn't be at the West, but it must be a pretty happy lot out there at Footscray. They really are job tremendously well. That was Wildsmith hooking the ball down to fine leg for 4. Big chase to fine leg there. Wildsmith over, hitting that one wide, and the other game, North Melbourne. Big score by the North Melbourne team, 363 runs by them, and Carlton, well, they couldn't quite get it to 222 after a compulsory closure.